So I'm excited to see JJ and Ryan to go in their own ways, but with this next news piece, I'm equally and more so
Oh yeah.
excited to see the direction of Lucasfilm, and that is this. Our next news is Dave Filoni is now listed as the executive creative director at Lucasfilm. Really fancy title name, but this from Variety, like literally a few hours or I don't know, maybe like half a day later, Variety came out with a report that had the following statement. Last summer, Lucasfilm quietly promoted the executive producer and frequent writer and director of The Mandalorian to executive creative director for the entire studio. A rep confirms with Variety, but the company didn't update its website with Filoni's new title until this week, which is when it began to percolate and then explode across Reddit and Twitter as if the promotion had just happened. So Filoni's been in this position for a while. This is just the first time that we are personally hearing about it. And yeah, just like Variety said, it exploded. Twitter was vibing. Everyone was like, oh, what a great move. I loved it. It was great to see. It's great to see the apprentice slowly and surely becoming the master. So I know you
And
were talking
earning it,
about,
right?
right, right. And you were talking about this last week where Filoni's climbing the ladder to
I could smell it.
maybe one day becoming the president of Lucasfilm. So here's my personal take on this title. I don't know if it necessarily means much, though. I feel like executive creative director is just a fancy way of saying you're doing a great job here as a pay raise. Keep doing your thing. I think it's one of those things where everything canon is probably going to run through him. But I think we've seen evidence of that occurring ever since season one of The Mandalorian. It's very clear that, I mean, if you look at it outside of the sequels, ever since Disney acquired Star Wars, Filoni's worked on every project. He's been a producer of The Mandalorian. He's been a producer of that Resistance animated show. He is now a producer of The Bad Batch. He's going to be producing all the other live action shows that they're putting out. So I don't know. It's one of those things where it's great to see. Obviously, he's climbing the ladder, but I don't necessarily think the day to day of the business or of Lucasfilm has changed much. Obviously, since he's been doing it since the summer. Zach,
Yeah.
what do you think about this title given to Filoni and maybe the implications it has on the franchise moving forward?
Yeah. So if you're in our Discord, you've already heard me talk about this, but the way I took it was a little bit different than what Keller takes it as.
Okay,
I
great.
take it as, hey, Dave, we need a captain of the freaking ship, and we want you to be that captain. Okay. And what I mean by that is kind of what you were saying with the canon stuff, but also I feel like that just tells us he's going to be the litmus test. So when
Mhm.
I go write a Star Wars story, I can go to Dave, pitch it to him, and he's going to tell us, yeah, that's a Star Wars story, or no, that is not Star Wars. And that's
Okay.
how I see that role. And again, it's just a title. It, of course, is a pay raise for him, I hope. And I do agree. One thing I will say, I hated that Variety dropped that because they like put a damper on it to
They kind of
me.
did. They were kind of like, it's really not news, whatever.
I know. I that kind of pissed me off because Variety's like, we're Variety. We're gonna drop this. We
Flex
already
our
knew.
muscles.
We already knew about this. Twitter just calmed down. Like, we get it. You're Variety. That's cool. But you didn't have to drop it the next day. Like you that
Yeah.
that
Well,
pissed
I
me
think
off.
it was actually the same day. I
Okay,
think
maybe it was.
Filoni stuff came out in the morning, and I think Variety dropped it like late evening.
Because it's like someone was at Variety, like, oh my God, we got to tell them we knew about this. It's like, guys, just let us celebrate on Twitter. Reddit was blowing up. Like, I
Yeah.
was loving it.
Really? I'm not on Reddit, so I'm not down
Oh
that
man,
lane.
I love Reddit so much, but you gotta be careful. But it's just Twitter with a lot more nerds,
Oh,
right?
sounds like my kind of place then.
It is. It's awesome. I love Reddit so much. But um, long story short, I love this. Keep going, Dave. Keep doing your thing. I
Yeah.
saw a quote on Reddit, and it made not. I always like to check my source, and I'll be honest, I did not check to see if he actually said this quote, but he was talking about his role with Kathleen Kennedy. Did you see this quote?
I think I saw it on Twitter.
Yeah. And where he's basically being honest and saying, I want to do live action, but I have no experience with it.
Yeah.
And I loved reading that and seeing him kind of expose that. I believe it was from The Art of Mandalorian.
Yes, you're right. What it was. That's what Twitter said, at least.
That's right. Again, I didn't check that, but just wanted to throw that out there that he just knows what to say, and he seems like a genuine dude. He seems like a dude I just want to give a hug, like, thank you, Dave. You're doing a good job. You're keeping all of us together and happy. Just keep doing what you're doing. You're going to keep killing it. Like I said before, season 2, he was way better than the season 1 Dave, director wise.
Right.
And he did the Ahsoka episode. He wrote it, directed it, and it was sick. And now we're on Bad Batch, and it's way better than it deserves to be. So
now you bringing up that quote. Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off.
No. I was just going to say, I don't think he's writing all of Bad Batch. Is that right? They have different writers.
Correct.
He's just producing it.
Right.
And directing, I think, of some of them.
Yes.
Okay. Go ahead. Sorry.
So, no, you're good. So what I was thinking, though, while you were bringing up that Kathleen Kennedy quote, you talked about it last week. You might not like the sequels, but Kathleen Kennedy is directly involved, and the reason why Filoni is the position that he's at now. Like that quote says, Filoni wouldn't have been put into that TV live action spot if it wasn't for Kennedy making that decision. That's right.
And she gets a lot of heat now, well-deserved at some points.
Yeah,
but you guys got to remember, she's the one making the call on this stuff. We would not have Mandalorian.
Yeah,
we wouldn't have Dave.
She's the one that makes the call on executive creative director of Lucasfilm.
Boom.
Let's make that Dave Filoni.
Boom. She's the one that says, hey, Dave, you want to do live action? I'm going to hook you up, and you got to prove yourself. It's just, that's another sign. That's why she's there. Right.
Well, and I think she's learning after the sequels. And we talked about with JJ, I think she's looking back on the sequels, and she's realizing things that she needed to do. She needs someone that knows the canon. Dave Filoni's that guy.
Yeah.
She will handle the business of it. She'll get the cast members, the producers, the people that you want there. She'll get them. Dave, you're the canon guru. You make sure that this is Star Wars, and I fully trust you. I think if Kathleen Kennedy keeps going down that lane, she'll have no problems. She'll have nothing but success as far as the president of Lucasfilm goes.
I sent you that gif of like Birdman where he's like that gif. That's how I feel with everything you just said. Like, because it just gets me so excited. I love seeing this, and I can't wait to see what else they do in the future. And I can't wait to see how much Dave has influence on other shows like Acolyte, like Ahsoka. He's going to be all over that one. Right. So you know what I'm saying, but all the other stuff too, like that that anime style
Visions.
Visions. Like, what's his role in that? We'll probably never really know, but I would love to see like what he's doing with that and how he's able to flex his muscles, and we're seeing it in the Bad Batch, right? They're dipping their toe into these little canon Easter eggs that you brought up, and I'm like, oh, that's awesome. So I can't wait to see.
Yeah.
But and talking about new stuff, right?
Yeah. Do it, man.
So the fourth one we got, last one, I believe, is from Variety again, of course.
Same article.
Same article. Just a little nugget in there.
In parentheses, like it wasn't a big deal, by the way.
Again, this is Variety just going, hey, you Star Wars nerd. It's like, come on. This is huge news. Rangers of the New Republic is not currently in active development. Keller, are you surprised?
I'm not surprised. I think this is in direct response, unfortunately, to the Gina Carano situation. I think it was very evident that Cara Dune was probably going to be the lead of that series. And I don't know if they know what to do with the show. So for me, though, when I hear this, when it says quote unquote is not currently in active development, I tried to be positive with it, but I don't see it happening. I don't see this show ever seeing the light of day. I
Yep.
just don't think it's going to happen at this point. Usually, when it hits, not currently in active development, it's probably going to stay there a while, and that means it's probably not going to happen, which bums me out. I've voiced it before. I love the character of Cara Dune. I thought that character had great potential, and we saw in season 2 with that X-wing pilot giving her that badge. I felt like that was a direct tease of there's more to her that's
100%.
outside of the Mandalorian, and I thought that this Rangers of the New Republic show is going to be it. And unfortunately, I just think that's the situation that we're at. So I'm not surprised to answer your direct question. I'm
Mm-hmm.
not surprised,
Mm-hmm. Now,
but I am kind of disappointed, I guess.
and things that we kind of have talked about here. Some reasons to worry potentially. Number
Yeah.
one, it was probably going to be Cara Dune, right? Cara
Right.
Dune, Cara Dune.
Hey, either way, Han,
Hot take for me. I don't love the character.
Really? Okay.
I think she's kind of boring.
Mm.
And I think it's just Gina Carano is not a very good actress. Let's just call a spade. She's not the best. And
I thought that she progressed from season 1 to season 2.
Fair.
And
but we only saw her for like 5 seconds in season 2.
And her presence as far as action goes, you can't beat that. But it would be pretty tough for her to lead an entire show.
That's where I'm going with that.
With her acting chops.
I think I don't want to see her lead a show. And that's harsh. But that's just where I stand. And I'm not going to lie to you guys. I want to tell you, how I feel. And that's how I feel. I don't want to see her lead Rangers of the New Republic. What I want out of Rangers of the New Republic is you get us to like another character and keep it fresh and go, oh, baby, we're mixing up with a Mandalorian with this new female character. That's great. Have her be this female character, keep it going, and just don't let it be Cara Dune. Let it be someone else. That's what I wish to see out of this. But answering my own question to you, I read that as dead.
DEAD.
Yeah. DED dead. That's how I read that. Because
I think so too.
I was very on the fence about it in the first place, and then all that crap happened, and I just don't see how they're going to do it. Now, I wanted to bring up one last thing here: reasons to not worry. Right? So, we were never really attached to specific characters, right? And that goes back to what I was saying about Cara Dune, where she's okay as a side character. She's fine. She's a great, what's the word I'm looking for? Piece of the Mandalorian, like next to Mandalorian, where he's the lead and she's the side character. She's
there you go.
I don't know how to, there's a word I'm looking for. I can't find. And I think she fits that role perfectly, but not a lead.
I can see that.
I do think that there's potential in this next point that they may just be buying time to rewrite it and figure it out and go, all right, she's out. We've announced the show. There is hype around it still, I feel like. How can we make it work? And the last part would be Favreau and Filoni are just preoccupied, right? They are pretty freaking busy. So maybe that is on the lineup still, and Variety just tossed it in there to get us talking about it. I don't know.
Yeah, because apparently we have beef with Variety here tonight.
I got beef on you trying to kill the vibes. That's what I got beef on. Like, come on, Variety. You guys know I drop my hot takes. I got no filter around here.
No, you're good,
come on,
man.
I ain't mad. I'm just letting the listeners and viewers know what's going on. They know.